Welcome back to Sonic Generations HD. In this part, we'll be finishing off the classic era with the missions, the rival fight, and the boss fight.
Yeah, Eddie LeBron, that's what Knuckles' hands look like, by the way. If you're watching.
And as we're about to see in this next mission, that's how Motorbugs and Buzz Bombers should look as well. Just telling you, just gonna let you know that, right?
Damn.
Basically, what the missions entail, Sonic Generations is a very short game. They had to find some way to pad out the runtime. In Unleashed you had the medal system, at least in the HD version. In this you have to do 3 missions to unlock 3 keys to get into the boss arena. You can't do them all, say, in Green Hill. You have to do 1 per level, like 1 in Green Hill, 1 in Chemical Plant, 1 in Sky Sanctuary. They're okay for the most part. There's a few duds here and there, but I kind of prefer if you could just go straight to the boss.
Well, one thing I liked about the mission layout in this one is kind of like in Black Knight. There are a bunch of missions, but you only have to do like 10% of them overall to finish the game. So if you want to, you can skip out a bunch of shit. But if you want to go back, there's a lot more content for you to play through.
Gareth, can you shut your mouth? I'm trying to listen to this awesome Cash Cash remix.
You enjoy listening to Cash Cash? Get the fuck off my internet.
I do, in Generations at least.
Yeah.
I would say musically, whenever Cash Cash just remix some music and just do music, it's fine. But whenever they have to sing, whenever they have to fake it and auto tune it, I'm just especially this. Why would you take T.J. Davis's beautiful singing voice of Super Sonic Racing and replace it with just bland auto tune crap for? Why?
I don't know.
You know why? Because fuck the Sonic fanbase, that's why. Cash has no respect for us. It's just, they're content to give us auto-tune crap. And you know what? I hate you, Cash, you ruined my life. I'm just joking, I'll let me ready. Please, let me interview. Please, bye.
Damn, they can even make your voice crack. They make you so angry. I love how we didn't even acknowledge the 800-pound badniks in the level.
Just seemed natural.
Eggman was experimenting with insane growth hormones.
They're robots though, how does that work?
Well, as we're going to see, I'm not sure if we do it, but there's a mission in Seaside Hill where you find out that Eggman basically programmed his robots to be horny. So Eggman's clearly doing all kinds of weird shit to his robots.
Yes, we do that one, I think.
Yo, we do it alright.
Oh yeah.
All the way to the bank.
Now, you may have seen back then there was actually a Mega Drive, and you can unlock Sonic 1 in Omachal's store. Obviously, you have to talk to Omachal to get it, so it's not all that good, but it's a nice little bonus feature.
See, you keep talking about this Mega Drive. I don't know what that is. What is a Mega Drive?
that joke got old 2 parts ago, Sky.
It also doesn't make sense. You being a retro fan, you should want everything to be in its original Japanese. And in Japan, it is called the Mega Drive, so fuck you. The only problem with that port is that it's one of the terrible backbone ports. Why? Exactly. You know what Sega should have done? Hire Taxman to redo Sonic 1 for this game. That would have been amazing.
I've still to try Taxman's version of Sonic CD. I've heard nothing but rave reviews for it.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's great. I mean, look, dude, you know me. I hated CD. His remake made me appreciate it and somewhat like it. So, it's the best version of CD you will ever play, hands down. Unless you like lyrics for the Japanese songs, they're not so much.
Yeah, that's the one thing they omitted for legal reasons, but otherwise, definitive version of Sonic CD.
Just before this mission finishes, I love this remix of Balloon Park, and I think there's actually a couple of them in the game.
Yeah, there's another one. Well, basically every level had the 2 remixes, and then Jun Sonoy had 5 just specific mission themes produced. There's Balloon Park, and also there's one which is I believe it's the 2-player race theme from Heroes, but halfway through he remixes in Balloon Park again.
Yep.
Nice.
It's kind of cool. I would have preferred Azure Lake, because that was my favourite track from these Sonic 3 multiplayer levels. But that's just me. Now Skylar, this must be your favourite level in the game.
Oh yeah, don't you just love this pit here?
Bottomless pit. See, this is coming from Sonic Team, not Dimps. Therefore, it's good.
Well, it's not in the main level, so I don't mind too much. What I do have a problem with is Tails is carrying you as he flies. You couldn't do that in Sonic 2. Not true to the main canon.
Yeah, but you couldn't spin you couldn't spin dash in Sonic 1 either, but you spin dashes in Green Hill Zone, motherfucker.
You just got fucking told!
No, both of you, fuck you. You can spin dash in the Sonic Jam port of Sonic 1.
Which isn't the original. Isn't the original. Yeah, take that and shove it up your bumhole.
Okay, just one more mission to go and we can get on with the rivals and boss fights.
Yes, so Tom Morton's talking about Sonic Rivals. When are we gonna do that? Said no one ever.
Straight after Secret Rings.
So literally never. Good job.
Please don't bring back Secret Rings. That was a bad night.
You know, looking back, I never really liked these things in Marble Gone, and then a little bit better here, you know, just to give credit where credit is due, but I still hate how they handle. Nice music in this mission, though.
Now, what you're listening to is a remix of Emerald Beach, the first level in Sonic Battle. I thought it was kind of cool they brought that game back.
God, yeah, I love this track. I mean, again, so a lot of people don't like Sonic Battle, and that's fine. But musically, that's my favorite soundtrack from all the Game Boy Advance Sonic games.
Really, it's one of my least favorites, actually. It just sounds like it's trying too hard.
Well, see, to me, the reason why I like battle scores is because it sounds like instruments. It sounds like guitars and drums and like keyboards. Admittedly, it doesn't sound like good versions of them, but you can tell they were going for like a rock band type style. I find it like I like the score to Advance 1, and there's a few tracks in Advance 2 and 3 I like, but overall I felt like the choices of synth they chose for those games just didn't sit well with me.
Well, Sonic Advance 3 can fuck right off.
Well, to be quite frank, I don't think Advance 3's problems begin and end simply with music, so, yeah. Now, you know, if they ever bring Amy back in like a playable capacity, she'll have a new move just fucking flying through the sky like a Beyblade on crack.
That's a game breaker there.
So basically at this point in time, Amy can jump higher than all the other characters. She can turn invisible. She can hit the floor with a hammer, making characters fly up into the air, and she can fucking fly by spinning. Lads, we found a new shadow! Yay!
It's bordering on Mary Sue right there. You know, it's probably a good job they choose to ignore the comics, especially STC, because if they chose to adapt certain abilities from that version of Amy, she would have a long-range weapon in the form of a crossbow. The mind just boggles, really. Okay, let's fight the first rival of the game, Metal Sonic. Shame it's not the OVA version, you know, Hyper Metal Sonic, but I guess you can't have everything.
Mr. President! Can you hear me?
Oh, really kicking remix of the Metal Sonic fight from CD here.
What's nice is that you have to unlock it, but they actually got Cash to do a remix of the US version of Stardust Speedway Bad Future as well, which is pretty sweet. Now again, on the soundtrack, this intro, this like 10-second intro, it sounds like radio static was removed. No idea why. I love the bit where he jumps on his head. I've replayed that clip over and over again. He's like, yeah, he's jumped on his head. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Now, to me, this is what the Fight in Sonic CD should have been. You're going fast, and you're actually hitting on Metal Sonic, excuse me. And
Medicine Sonic? Is that like Dr. Mario?
Well, actually, you say that, Stephen, but there's a issue in Archie where he starts running really fast, and he becomes Polar Sonic, he becomes Eco Sonic, and then he becomes Medicine Sonic, so it is canon.
Let's just not talk about Archie, please.
That's the one where he runs around the world with a super emerald strapped to his back, isn't it?
Yeah, I kinda dig Solar and Ultra Sonic, though, I'm not gonna lie.
They're just red and blue versions.
What can I say? I like recolors.
But going back to Sonic CD for a minute, it was just a boring race with a bunch of platforming, which that was basically Sonic CD's forte. But in the animation sequence, you see them going along this long racetrack, and you're like, wow, that's awesome, I want to play that instead. And we kind of got it in this game now.
A little bit, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that completely.
I did enjoy this, not at first, I found it to be a bit clunky at first, mostly because it's automatically running you through the stage, so sometimes it can be a bit hard to catch up, but I find it to be quite enjoyable. One nitpick, I would have chosen the good future from the American soundtrack of CD for the fight.
That doesn't work though. You can't be in good future if you're fighting Metal Sonic, Tom. That's gonna cause a time paradox and destroy us all.
How is episode Metal gonna start?
Sonic Heroes 2. This cannot be.
It's no use, but why can't I defeat you? Because I'm Classic Sonic.
Right, boss time.
I have to say, this boss, it's again, it kind of like all the most of the bosses in this game, it's kind of been nerfed. It's nowhere near as hard as it was in the original, which you can understand. You know, going from the last boss in the game to the first boss, you can understand it being a bit simpler. But the music remix is so good. It's one of my favorite June Snow remixes. It's just fantastic.
Well, also keep in mind in the original you didn't have any rings.
Like most cutscenes in this game, there's actually two different versions of it. So there is a way to go in this when you're seeing this from a modern's point of view. I like that. They check the teeth. Nice. Look at him. He's got a little fat tummy. Isn't that adorable?
It's like an old Looney Tunes cartoon.
It is. Well, see, this a lot of fans like to point out this is the difference between modern and classic Sonic. You know, Eggman appears. They both hear him. Modern chooses to stand still and talk with the bastard. Classic's like, I'm gonna get this fuck, and just runs to fight him. Don't you like Classic don't take no shit. Look at him. He's just like, fuck this. Look at that.
Looks like you're too slow.
So what does modern Sonic just do? Does he just wait out there?
He just stands there. At some point, this door's gonna open again. You know, I may as well wait. I saw there was a hack where someone hacked that mirror room for a playable level. Like, that's genius. Oh no, yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of weird because, like, visually it doesn't. It's the same basic idea, but it's really been kind of changed to how it looked in the original.
Yeah. To be honest, when I saw, you know, there was like a leak of information just before Generations actually came out, and it said Death Egg Robot. Now, I thought it was going to be the one from 3 and K, and I was perfectly okay with this. But then the truth set in, and no, it was just another version of Sonic 2's final boss. And guess what, lads? When Generations came out, it wasn't even a year since we fought this fucker in Sonic 4 Episode 1.
I mean, I had hoped for 3 and K, but I knew damn well it was going to be the Team Sonic 2 one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom, you're not alone. A lot of people were thinking, oh, is this going to be the Sonic 3 and Knuckles boss, the Sonic 2 boss, but just Sonic 2 again.
I have to say, I love the fact that in the opening version, you have to just knock him in his ass.
Now here's where the fight differs from the Genesis counterpart. You have to lure Eggman to these bombs, and then you'll jump on the arm like this. That wasn't in the original Sonic 2.
It was in the Mega Drive version.
Yeah, the Genesis version.
The one thing, in terms of the music, this is another one of this is a June Snow track, and he does this in phases. In the first phase, when you're fighting him, it's just pretty much just the orchestral tracks, and then
I love how Sonic was moving his little legs as fast as he could.
but essentially the tempo of the track gets more intense the further along you get in the fight, and I really hope that they bring that idea back for more games.
Now, despite the fact it should be the 3 and K version, god damn it, it's a fun fight. I'll give it that. My only proper criticism about it is sometimes it can be a little tricky to actually get onto the arm itself, clipping and all that.
I think we saw that.
Man, Classic Sonic didn't just beat Eggman, he annihilated that fucker. Really was an easy boss.
This cutscene was probably the very first time I ever felt bad for Eggman. I mean, just listen to him when.
Which, actually, now that you mention it, they never actually show Eggman in this scene.
They don't, but
It's kind of the point.
yeah, exactly.
God, Tom.
Piss on my grave, why don't you?
I've been waiting 5 years to do that. Hurry up and fill one so I can empty my bladder on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, in terms of, now, we've talked a lot about cut story content. This is the first cutscene where it really implies it, because they don't establish classic Tails. He disappears out of fucking nowhere. They like, I maintain there had to have been a cutscene at some point where maybe modern Tails meets classic Tails. It's just too random and too just kind of out the blue. There's a little Tails here. Okay.
How you can do a mission featuring classic Tails before you actually see him in a cutscene, and we did. Now, I think the original reason Sega gave for classic Tails having a voice is that he'd act as like an interpreter for classic Sonic, but I can't recall many instances, if any, in Generations where classic Sonic needs something translated for him.
This is Kate Higgins doing both classic and modern Tails, and classic Tails is so adorable. It hurts.
Hey guys, I'm going to be a boss!
Okay, bye.
That's basically all he does for the majority of the story, so don't get your hopes up for any really climactic showdowns or anything.
Hey guys, can I play? No, get out of here. Oh, okay, I'll come back later.
Okay, enough with the timing is here. Shoo, go away. And that's all the time we have for the classic era of Sonic Generations HD, and if you've been following along in the 3DS version, we're pretty much done there as well. So, starting next time in the Generations playthrough, we'll be playing through the Dreamcast era of the game, which features a level from Sonic Adventure, which is pretty decent in both versions, a level from Sonic Adventure 2, which is pretty decent in the HD version anyway, and a level from Sonic Heroes for some reason. So we'll see you all then. Bye bye.